Welcome back to Hot Rod Mess. I'm Angie,
And I'm Candice.
and today we're going to be talking about dirty dogs, and it can be either one that you're talking about, physically a dirty dog or dirty dog meaning a man, and or a car or whatever, because that's what
It's
we're talking.
dirty.
Right, whatever's dirty.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Dun 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 dun.
Turn ourselves.
Turning, turning.
Such old ladies, we have to reposition
Yeah.
all of the things.
Right.
So this is your topic idea. Tell me, what do you feel in dirty dogs? What are your thoughts? What do you feel?
Many things. So you have a lot of things that are what's a dirty dog? Like when everybody thinks about a dirty dog, they're like, oh, it's a dirty dog. You think of like a perverted man
Yep.
or like someone who's being a pervert or
Yep.
whatever. So the biggest thing is that like where I'm in an industry where you always have dirty dogs.
Yes.
It is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. Whether you're driving a truck, whether you're, and it doesn't matter. You put a woman in general in a male dominant environment, the dirty dog comes out.
Of course.
But here's the thing. When do you know when it's acceptable?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's like, it's never acceptable. It is acceptable. They're humans.
Yeah. You can't be such a fucking snowflake
You
that
can't.
you can't let like jokes happen.
Correct.
And
But when is it acceptable
when is it too far?
and when is it too far?
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing. And I know that I've had a few customers of mine make comments and this, that, and the other. And then I've had to be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, that's too far, buddy. Too far.
Cross the line.
But sometimes they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may bring out their comfort.
Yeah, you make them, they can relax and they feel comfortable.
Mhm.
I've noticed with a lot of men who the most like awkward or like, I don't want to use the word perverted because like that's not right. Because that's
Right.
like a pedophile or something. That's
Right.
a different story. That's not a dude just saying creepy shit. But guys who say weird shit or like make women uncomfortable, I have noticed, not all of them, but a lot of them didn't had a mother or that was detached or didn't have a mother. They didn't have a woman to be like, no. We don't
No.
say shit like that to women.
Or they had the woman, but they grew up in an era where
Of a
it wasn't
different era,
acceptable.
Where, oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
a mother would never have that conversation with her kid.
Mhm.
Like my husband's in that era.
Mhm.
His mom would never have
Would
that
never
conversation.
told
No.
them to. Mhm.
But, I mean, she also worked a lot, so she would never tell him
Mhm.
because it wasn't. You didn't talk about sex. You didn't talk about drugs. You didn't talk about that stuff back then.
No, you didn't. Speaking of which, my 11-year-old goes to me the other day, you can just say the word sex. I know what it is. And I was like, I'm not ready for that.
Right, I'm not ready. Okay, buddy, not ready.
I was explaining something about my ducks banging, and I was like, he's just like trying to get some, and he was like, just say sex, Mom, and I was like, oh God, no.
He's just trying to bang him.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. But I'm really trying to get him to understand, don't be weird at women. I have been, literally since he was like 8, I've been like, dude, don't be a creep.
Well, so here's the thing, though. My daughter has a friend who he's creepy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he's not trying to be creepy, but he's actually made her feel uncomfortable a few times. But then I had to say to her, like, just tell him what you're doing is unacceptable.
Mhm.
If you want to talk to me, then talk to me. Do not sit here and follow me around and then creepishly come up into my bubble.
Don't come near me.
Don't come in my bubble.
Don't come near
If
me.
we're friends, fine, but you're making this awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, maybe he just is awkward. He would date my daughter if he could, and
Yeah.
he would cherish every little ounce of her.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think he gets it
Mhm.
because his mom is very protective because of his older brother and the situation that happened with his older brother.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, oh, let me make sure it doesn't happen with this one.
So he's a little more sheltered, hasn't had like the cultured.
Right. And they're from a foreign family.
Mm-hmm.
And foreign families have they have a much different dynamic
The cultural differences
is huge
Mhm.
compared to American.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody, for the most part, most Americans are like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want.
Correct.
I don't, man, woman, don't matter. I'm
Right.
gonna do what I want. You're gonna do what you can do about it.
Right, like our boys would probably talk to us, really and say anything to us. Their boys are not going to have that conversation because that's the mother. The mother is the shrine, the respected shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's not in our culture, but it's different.
It's
They
different.
would never, ever think about being disrespectful
Yeah.
or nasty or mean.
No, where our
or
sons
anything.
will go toe to toe with us and
Yeah.
not think twice about it.
Yeah, it would never happen in their culture.
Which is crazy. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
It's not. It's not at
bad
all.
thing. But I do like that my son can stand up to me and is willing to be like, no, Mom, you're the one who's fucked up right now.
Yeah,
you know?
you're fucked up.
and I'll take it, you know. I'll accept it, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have yelled when I did, and you're right. You
Yeah,
know,
100%.
I'm glad he'll call me out on my shit.
100%.
You know.
So I think that there is a very fine line, but you have to know when the line is okay. Like, I have friends that when they start drinking, they get very grabby, very pushy, very aggressive.
Oh yeah.
But they would never. Most women would be like, "Oh my God, how disgusting!" Blah blah blah. No, they're not. That's actually not who they are. And they're not gathering it. So I've had to be like, "Hey, no more. We're done here." And they're like, "Oh, am I offending you? Am I upsetting you?" You're not offending me, but you are upsetting me. I said no. I didn't. I've had to recently be a little like, no.
Yeah.
And
we have this. I said no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I taught the little one that. The 2-year-old, if you say no, thank you, that's it. Whoever's near you or touching you or talking to you, that's it.
Except for Vinny. Vinny doesn't understand those words.
No, he does not understand. But like I've been trying to teach her that like with the dogs. Like she'll climb on the dogs and if they walk away, I'm like, it's like you, Ray. You said no thank you to being tickled. Well, they said no thank you to being hugged. It's the same and it's actually like I can see the wheels clicking in her mind. Like, oh, they said no thank you. And I feel like maybe sort of in our generation and maybe the older generations that women weren't taught that they could say no thank you.
Correct.
You had to just deal with it. You had to deal with the sexual harassment. You had to deal with the annoyance. I know I dealt with it. When I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, my boss grabbed my ass every time I walked past him.
Well, he
did not care.
Right. And it's funny that you say that because so in school one day they had a thing and I remember my son telling me about it because one of the priests said that if women are going to wear provocative clothing and dress in that manner, then it's an invitation for men to do what they want.
Nope.
That
couldn't be more wrong.
Correct. So my son stood up and he said, so you're telling me that because my sister wears a cheerleading uniform that shows off skin and everything, that gives somebody the right to touch her private parts and all that and sexually assault her and be inappropriate to her. No. You have the right to wear what you want and be who you want, and you do not have the right at all, ever.
How I dress is not an invitation for you to talk to me a certain way, touch me, or do anything.
Now, maybe the way that I dress makes you feel more comfortable to talk to me.
Which is fine, understandable.
Fine and understandable, and I understand that. But it's not an invitation for you to think that you're getting a piece of ass.
No.
It's not an invitation for you to come up and grab my butt. Like... I can't. Now I'm in a different atmosphere sometimes. It's okay because people walk by you and they grab your butt and whatever, but everybody is just kind of all there for the same things.
Yeah, in that situation, like, so if you're at a party, let's say, is it like kind of, I don't want to say free for all, but like if someone you know grabbed your ass, okay, sort of, you know, but if somebody you didn't know did.
I've had it happen.
Yeah.
And I've just been like, oh, okay. I didn't know that we were doing that today.
Yeah.
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to also think about is most of these people are either high, they're drunk, they're not who they are when they're sober. This is the
release of their inhibitions.
This is the release.
Their base.
Correct. And I've had one individual, and I'm not really shocked that he ended up getting fired from his job. He made the news and everything on Cape. Was very arrogant. I mean,
I hate
arrogant.
I can ignore most shit, but arrogant.
We were at a party once, my husband and I, and his girlfriend that he was with or whatever, you know, she kissed me and I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, you pretty hot too, so all right.
Let's get it.
And that was it. But I was never going to ever go there with him because he was just so fucking arrogant and pompous. And he felt like he brought Dirty Dog to a whole new level of Dirty Dog. Like, he literally thought that when he walked down the hall that you needed to trail behind him and pick up his crumbs because he is the king shit. And I am who I am. And he said he came over when she started to make out with me, And she was clearly shit-faced. She couldn't even really stand up. But so I was not shit-faced. And I just said, okay, time to go because your man's here.
Yeah.
Like, just a little like, hey, come on. Like, that was fun, but you got to move along now. Like, we're not going any further here.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, but you're so pretty and you're so nice. Why are you so real? And I'm like, well, because it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, oh my God, you're flashlight boobs. Like, yes, I am flashlight tits. And she's like, oh my God. And so she started talking to me. And then he came over and he put his arm around me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, so you're going to come into my room and da da da. And I looked at him and I said, I am not going anywhere with you.
Yeah.
And he was, well, oh, you think you could just, so you make out with my woman and da da da. And he started being like, ha ha ha, macho. And I looked at
I
him.
think that's the time or place to do that, homie.
No. And I looked at him and I said, hey, buddy, go lay down. Like, sit, stay. Like, lay down.
Literally, dog.
Like,
Find your bed.
now.
Place.
Go, yeah, place, right now. And he was like, oh, so you think you're a badass? And now, at this point, William wasn't with me. William was sleeping, so this is the after party.
Uh-huh.
And I was with my my lifestyle husbands, is what I call them, because
I love it.
they're like my defender. And one of them, he looks and he goes, oh, shit's getting ugly. Oh, man, I haven't been in a fight in years. And then...
because I'm sure he's right there ready to be
he's ready to be like, all right, we're going.
Off,
Yeah, he's getting his earrings
the
off.
male equivalent.
All right. And then this guy just kept rambling his mouth. And then someone came up to me in my ear as this was all transpiring and says, you realize that's the dude from the Cape in part of that restaurant? He's a fucking prick. You're never going to get anywhere with him. He's just a dick. And I said, I got this. And I looked at him because I believe it or not, I handle myself very well in situations like that.
It's a challenge accepted.
Yeah. And I looked at him and I said, honey, you couldn't handle me even if you wanted me in your bed. I'm a whole lot of fucking firecracker and the cherry bomb. So just go lay down, move along, pick up your crumbs and take them with you.
Take your drunk woman.
Yep. And she looked at me, she goes, oh my God, no one's ever spoke to him like that. And I'm like, well, you should probably start, sweetie. You should start. Have a great night. And then he started getting mouthy as he was walking away.
Oh, I love that. The walk away tough
Yeah,
guy.
and then this one, as he was walking down, mind you, there's so many people in the hallway while this is transpiring. And he's like drunkenly leaning into women, and they're pushing him away. They're like, no. Keep it going. Keep it going. And then one guy stepped up to him and said, hey, Dick, she said no. The words are no. Move the fuck along. And then security came and put him in his room.
I feel like there would be one of the places that the word no would be most respected, especially by everybody around.
Hugely respected there.
Yeah.
Hugely.
No means no.
No means no. And then it was funny because that's the last party I ever saw him at.
Good.
So you probably got put on the no thank you list.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're held to a standard.
As you should be, because that's like, that's an emotional situation too,
100%.
And I'm sure, younger swinging couples, it's still emotional.
It is.
Tensions are high. People are drinking. People are partying. They're not themselves.
Right. They're trying to figure out their balance of what couple they want to be or what their limits are and all that. And then you have these people that have been in life for a long time, and you can always tell who's been there for a long time because they're very chill and relaxed and laid back, and they're like, oh, this is happening. This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're laughing at the shit show.
Yeah, we're laughing at the shit show. And then you can always tell the people that are like, just new. And you're like, oh, okay. Okay. You can say no.
Yeah.
Don't allow that.
I feel like some women feel like they can't say no, like in general, and it's fucked up. And I'm glad that my eldest is like, oh no, no, it's no. Like,
well, here's the thing though. Like, I grew up thinking, because I was molested as a child, and I had all this stuff that transpired as a child that turned me into this thinking it was acceptable that if a guy wanted to have sex with me, it was just like, yep, okay.
Yeah, the answer is yes. You couldn't say no.
There was no no. Which led me into bad situations.
Of course.
Which later in life, it's kind of weird because everybody's like, well, how are you in the lifestyle? And I'm like, well, because I know the word no. I was taught no. I understand it now. And I guess I have to thank my husband more so for that, because my husband and I have had extensive conversations about this.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you just say no. Like, even in, like, when we're having sex or whatever, or any situation we're in, and there's, like, an aggressiveness going on, and I'm like, nope, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay. Literally, he's like this. My hands are up. What do you want?
Yeah.
And recently, probably about a month ago, he actually said it. I don't know what you want right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him and said, I don't really know what I want. In fairness, I don't really know.
I just know it's not that.
Right. I just know I don't like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he is, but he also grew up with sisters and stuff like that. So for him, it was, he always had that kind of respect for women.
Yeah.
Because he had sisters.
Mm-hmm.
But you take a guy.
Well, I feel like your husband and my father-in-law are extremely respectful to women, like more so than most men.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? And I feel like my husband exemplifies that as well. Like, you know, that there's something in those men that they all of them, my brother-in-laws too.
I think it's because of grandma. I really do.
And the youngest aunt.
Yeah, I think it's because of grandma, because the boys, if you think about it, when their dad passed away, meaning my husband and your father-in-law, my brother-in-law, when he passed away.
I figure out our family fools.
Yeah. They took care of their mom.
Yeah.
And she had to take care of herself, but now she had to take care of a new child.
Yeah.
Not new, because she was 4 or whatever.
That's still a new child.
And they had to see, like my husband will say all the time, my mom was left with debt and nothing.
Yeah.
And I watched her struggle, and she just kept grinding at it.
There's no woman who's more badass than that woman.
Oh, she's a badass. And
badass, the definition of a badass.
Definition. And he cherishes her. Mm-hmm. He respects her. Even when she lived with me and we had our differences, my husband was like, listen, I can't tell my mom no. Like, I can't say to my mother, Angie doesn't like that. And I said, well, you're gonna have to. And he's like, that'd be like me stepping up to my mother. I can't, I'm not, like, I don't want to step up to my mother.
That's funny.
I don't, and I didn't understand it until recently with my oldest and the situation that's going on there. I get it. And his mom, let me tell you, my husband's mother and those boys worship. And because they worship their mother's ground that they walk on, is the reason why your husband and all that. And
Grandma is up here.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma is up
she
here.
She is on the pedestal.
Grandma calls, we do what Grandma says. When we first started dating, he was like, oh, my grandmother needs me to go do something. And I was like, but I thought we were, he was like, Grandma needs me to do something. And I was mad then, but now 10 years later, I'm like, why aren't you doing what Grandma said?
Right,
do what Grandma needs now.
Right, exactly. And there's there's a huge level of respect. And I've instilled these words into my daughter. How you watch a man. I said, I don't give a fuck who you date or what you date. Watch a man. How a man treats his mother is how he's going to treat his wife.
Yep.
And there is no more solidity to that than any other words. I said, because I watched my brothers not always be kind to my mother and everything, because they learned it from my father. And they learned screaming and yelling and all this and being verbally abusive was okay.
Not okay.
My husband to this day still will not scream and yell at me and call me names. He'll say, you're being you're acting like a but he will never say, you fucking cunt, you fucking bitch. Never. Ever.
Yeah, I don't think Doug says that. He said, you're being a cunt, you're being a bitch, but he's never been like, you cunt, you bitch.
No.
Like, I mean, he calls me bitch as my nickname.
It's
like, that's my pet name.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
Might as well be saying babe. I mean, that's what he's saying in his way.
Yeah, it's his way of saying babe. I don't call my husband by his name. I call him babe.
Yeah.
Half from day one.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I had to have that with Ella. And then when we go out, like, so Ella recently, she's getting older. She's really comfortable in her body, as she should be.
As she should be, because you raised her to be that way. And
correct. and her whole summer is going to be Y2K wardrobe, halter tops,
Love it.
and jean skirts and jean shorts.
I love it.
With, I talked her out of high heels because I'm like, do a wedge.
Yeah,
Do a wedge. And so she's like, okay, I could do a wedge. I could do a wedge. And
Platforms are good too. My platform Uggs, like I can move in those things. You know?
They're awesome. But someone said to me, they're like, oh, you're okay with her dressing like a whore? I'm like, wait, time out.
I hate the dressing like a whore.
She's not dressing like a whore. First of all, define whore.
Yeah, how do you dress like a whore?
Like, come on. Because I've seen some really fucking wealthy ass motherfucking bitches dressed with nothing but literally sheer going down their body. And that's acceptable.
Yeah, of course.
Why is that acceptable? We're not judging her, but we're judging this kid. And now we're going to give her a fucking complex because she feels confident in her outfit. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Someone said to me, oh, you let your daughter wear a crop top. And I was like, yeah, I'm wearing a crop top. Why can't she?
Right.
Well, you're in your 30s. You shouldn't be wearing crop top. Why?
Why?
What does it matter? When I was pregnant, I had a crop top on. I got some not so nice comments from family members. And I was like,
I think it's so beautiful, though.
Who cares?
Right.
Who
But
cares?
don't worry, Rihanna goes on stage and when she was pregnant, she looked so beautiful.
Yeah.
And her outfit was so, it was so pretty.
I love a pregnant belly.
It's so pretty.
When did
Embrace your life.
Right? A person across the street from me is pregnant, and I was looking at it like, I've never talked to them, but I was like, she's so cute and pregnant.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, leave her alone.
Stop checking her out, you dirty dog.
Right? I'm like, I can't help it. Like, I'm only gonna ever have a kid if my brother and sister-in-law need me to have a kid. And I know I'm done having kids, so when I see a pregnant woman, I'm like, look at you. You're so beautiful.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful.
You're so beautiful.
And men are fucking creepy as shit towards pregnant women.
Really creepy.
Really creepy.
Is it because you can't knock her up? Like, I don't understand that either.
Yeah, like what? How? No.
I got hit on way.
Linda Frieda Bug.
What is this? Hold on.
I did the same thing. I thought I was on Do Not Disturb too. Apparently, we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing.
I mean, we definitely don't know what we're doing, but...
No, and I can't put it on silent because then my husband...
Did you break the thing off your camera? Your camera cover?
No, I had small guy rip it off.
Oh, well.
Because I couldn't... What did you say? That's going to get stuck. You're going to get irritated. It'll be off in a day or two.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Let me ask some of our questions that we so nicely wrote out. All right. So, what is something that a guy says to you that you're like gross? Like just like a sentence. Like is there anything that like if a dude said it to you, you'd be like, no.
Your husband can't. What is actually someone has said this to me twice now. I don't want to fuck it up. Your husband lets you out like that. I would keep you tied up in my room all day. No. I've had that twice. He say to me. Ben said to me, sorry. And I'm like, no.
That's so gross.
You're just creepy.
Yeah.
You just want to, like, tie me up. Yeah, but, like, really?
Yeah, but, like, why bring the tie me up part into it? Like, that's...
Just
no.
give me weirdo.
Yeah, no.
Weirdo.
I want to be tied up with the best of them, but like, I don't need you saying that to me, strange man.
Yeah, strange man.
No.
And or the like demeaning your husband. Like if you want to hit on me, don't ever be demeaning to my husband.
Yeah, that's the wrong move.
No, because right there, I'm already turned off. I already want to bitch smack you. Mm-hmm. I'm now in defense mode. I'm now the bitch that's like can't take a compliment. Like I am. Fight mode.
Mm-hmm.
Do not.
Yeah, that's the wrong move.
I think it's very disrespectful because 1, I'm married.
Yep.
2, you're shitting on the man that I love.
Yeah. And you think that's going to make me want to get with you?
Like, right. No.
The logic in there is not
It's not logicking. I'm not even remotely interested in you now.
No.
Like not that I would ever be like interested in you, like I want to go home with you, but like you like the compliments. I don't care what you say. As a woman, you do like, it feels good to be hit on, especially when you're older and you've had kids and you're like, fuck, I just look so frumpy right now.
Oh, it's the best when you get hit on when you're like looking your grossest. You're like, damn, I still got it.
I still got it. It's right. Like, that's the thing. It's wonderful. And I know, like, my husband, well, when he gets hit on, he's like, Taco picked up this woman today. And I'm like, aw,
He
what happened?
knows. Douglas never knows when he gets hit on. I'm like, you know that bitch was just hitting on you for the last 10 minutes. He's like, what? Really? He's completely...
And then they're like, yes!
Yeah, right? And I'm so happy for him that he's getting hit on. Like, I'm like, this is great, Douglas. And he's like, is it because I just don't care about other women? And I'm like, well, probably. You're just like, you don't have your radar on of like, oh, I got to pay attention for women to hit on me. You're just like, nope, I got my woman. I'm good. Like, that's it. I'm
Great.
good.
It's awesome.
I don't like smile or you'd look so pretty if you smiled. Literally go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Get all of the way fucked. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to smile for you. It is not my responsibility to look happy for you, strange man.
No.
I had somebody say to me when I got out of my car to go into the pot store, I was like, I'll be happy when I get my pot. I'm like, and who are you to say that to me?
Why
like,
would you say that to me?
I hate it. I hate the smile.
It's basically like saying you're ugly right now.
That's how I feel. I'm like, oh, so I don't look good with my bitch face? Like,
Right.
I love my bitch face.
Right.
Like, that's my face.
Bitch face is sexy.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's under my fucking shells.
Yeah,
like,
you put
shut
it
up.
there. No.
Yeah, just shut up.
Oh, and then you said one to me. The guy said, "Oh, I just followed you for a while." Whoops. Okay. Yeah, I followed you for a while. Are you kidding me?
That's creepy.
That's
It's
creepy.
creepy.
It's
You
so
don't do
creepy.
that.
No, we don't follow people.
No, we don't follow people. That's creepy as shit.
Like a nice compliment, like, you know, like, oh, your hair is really pretty, or like, oh, you look, you know, like that's fine. But I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. Don't
Do you
think
feel
it's-
women are more dirty dogs than men?
Situationally, probably. Men are always like, oh, I think way more sexual stuff than you. I think, and
I
I'm
don't
like,
think so.
yeah, I'm not really sure because I have a lot of dirty stuff going on in my mind.
Yeah, I think women are way more dirty dogs. And I only say that because, like, I listen a lot to when I'm in, like, a big crowded area with women. And I am a lot because of the school situation or whatever. And when you start talking to them individually, you're like, wow, all right, okay. Like, they can give a description of a dad at school like, this is my cup of coffee and this is how I like it.
Uh-huh.
Like that. And it's like, for me,
That's creepy.
I go into this, so you've already checked him out, undressed him, and put him back together.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's
You're a
great.
dirty bitch.
Literally, that is, yeah, I mean, yeah,
You're dirty.
I see
You're
that.
a dirty dog.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm so just, like, disconnected from men who are not my husband that I'm, like, I'm only dirty at him. You know, I only think about dirty stuff when it comes in relation
But
to
you
him.
still have probably a dirtier mind than him. That's what I'm saying. Like that.
Yeah.
So like if you think about stuff, like if you think about it, right? Men, like I know my husband, he has dirty thoughts and things he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if I like unleash my crazy, he's like, I didn't know you'd be into that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you thought about that.
Yeah, I told mine something the other day, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't." All right.
Yeah.
He's like, "I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth," and
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, but
Yeah.
let's do that."
Yeah, right. So that's the thing. Like you have to be like, you have to think about that. Like women, we are thinkers,
Mm-hmm.
and we think a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and we're constantly like, do this, do that, do this, do that, and we're organizers
Mm-hmm.
and planners. And then you put dirty minds involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Look what she did to Adam.
Yeah, she got that man wrapped around her finger. He ate that apple.
He
you know?
did. He
He
did.
ate that apple.
And the reason why her dirty mind
Mm-hmm.
is the one that persuaded him into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Women, we are pretty dirty. Yeah.
we're pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Dirty.
I mean, even at that, I mean, we're also the ones like, I had recently, something had happened. I forget what it was actually, but something had happened and I was like, and it was like really gross. Like it could have been poop or it could have been this. I'm like, just pick it up and keep going.
Nothing bothers me.
Yeah.
I said to my sister, I was like, what if I got a septic truck and I started pumping campers? Like, you know, because my guy was coming to pump my camper and I was like, I could do this. I did do it. I did drain my camper for quite some time, drive the bins to the place and drain them out. It was awful, but nothing really bothers me, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I did shower multiple people a day for years.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of shit when you're showering people over the age of 65 that you pretty much learn you either do it or you can't do that
Yeah,
job.
it's either your job or it's not your job.
Yeah, you can either do the gross and, oh my God, the amount of carpeted bathrooms I have been in is...
Ew.
Why do you put carpet in the bathroom?
Blech.
Carpet doesn't go in the bathroom.
Ew.
So gross.
gross.
So gross. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I can never.
Oh God. All right. What's something? You told me some stuff that about boys. Do you have any advice that you've really given Ella when it comes to guys? Because I feel Olivia's not like, oh, she's into boys, but she's not. It's not her first focus. I want to say. You know what I mean? She isn't really. She would like to have a boyfriend, but it's not like a thing. So I haven't had to have many like boy talks with her.
Oh, we've had a lot.
Where I feel like you've had a lot of boyfriends and Ella's boyfriends. You know what I mean? But so you've kind of gone through that. Like, how do you help her understand when a dude's being fucking creepy and when he's just...
So recently, actually, her and I had this conversation because there was a boy that kept wanting to hang out with her, and he was 2 years older than her. And I'm like,
If your grades don't touch, you don't touch.
Correct. So I said to her, Ella, I know you're friends with him, and he just turned 17, and you are turning 16, and he's a grade ahead of you or whatever, and I get that. But his mindset is different than your mindset right now. And she's like, yeah, but, we're just friends, and he wants to come over. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Why are you being like this? I said, listen, word of advice. All he wants to do is bang. That's really all he's doing. And for right now, you're the young one with the tight body and da-da-da-da-da. It's like a challenge. Okay? You're a challenge. And once they conquer it, that's it. Now they're going to start talking shit. And now you have a reputation. No. Stay away.
I love how if you sleep with the guy and then you end it, you're a whore. But if you don't sleep with him, you're still a whore.
Yeah, why is that a thing?
How does that work?
How does that work?
How does that work?
I don't understand it.
Well, I like that. I like that you're like, no, this is not what
Nope.
he is not long term. He is like hit it and quit it.
Well, the other thing is I recently told her about her current situation, her current boyfriend, and I said, listen, I love you, but you are only attached right now because you've had a connection with each other. I said, once that fizzles out, hello? I said, and I told her, I said, he's a dirty dog. And she said, no, he's not. He's great. But I said, actually...
Is this the one that she was kissing somebody else? Or is this a different one?
This is the one that had the boy, had his... Okay, this is the one that had his friend's girlfriend in his bed. But the friend left. First of all, no dude is leaving their girlfriend in a bed with another dude.
No.
Unless you're in a swinger lifestyle.
Yeah.
And even then, it's probably not happening.
Yeah.
Because there's rules. Second, at that age, at 15, 16, no dude is ever leaving. They don't even trust the way that their penis falls, okay? They're not doing it, ever. It's never happening.
Because they know if they were in that situation, they'd be trying to hit that.
Right. Then, I said to her, you asked him, did you do anything with her? And he said, I don't know.
That's not an answer.
I don't know.
Means I
did. I said, so you need to decide right now what type of person you want to be. Do you want to be the dumb blonde that gets taken advantage of emotionally because that's what's happening right now? Or you need to be like, this is unacceptable. Fucking no. It's okay to say no. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
And she's well, that's fine. Mom, he didn't really mean, again, you're blinded. So just keep in mind, when this all unravels later down the road, which it's gonna hurt twice as hard because you've now mixed emotion into it. And sorry.
Yeah.
That's the gamble you play.
Yeah.
I said, but never, ever, 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 ever trust a man.
Yeah.
I said, if you are doing things with him or whatever, always protect yourself.
Always.
Never trust him.
Nope.
And never think that he's got your best interest there, because it's not.
No, his dick has, it's his
Right.
dick's best interest that
Right.
he's concerned with.
He's thinking with the wrong stick.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just how it goes.
It's true.
You're so grumpy all the time. I'm like, no, I've just been there.
Yeah.
Done that. And nobody told me.
Yep. Douglas says it all the time to the oldest. He's like, you know, a guy might be nice and he's sweet and he's blah, 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 blah. He's like, but ask your mother. I was nice and sweet to her. And you know what I did? I hit it and I broke up with her. He was like, it's fucked up. He's like, but that's what teenage boys do.
That's what they do.
They like they like the chase. They get the prize and then, all right.
It's
you
the
know?
thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
My husband tells me all the time, even in the lifestyle, and he goes, I love going because I like the thrill of the chase. But then I'm done and I want to go home with my wife. Halfway through, I'm like, my wife's better. I want my wife.
That's so funny.
And then I'm like,
But I mean, that's, you know, kudos to your relationship on that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But I'm like, the thing is though, is like I said to her, I'm like, you have to be real. Like that's the
Teenage
thing.
boys are dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. We were actually just having this conversation the other day because I have, and you're gonna have this. You have this as well. I have the boy, and with the boy, you have to teach them differently.
Yes.
You have to teach them that being a dirty dog is not acceptable at your age, and you have to be careful what you say and how you say it to her because be respectful. Because if you do something that she doesn't like, whatever, she can just claim this, and next thing you know, your whole life is down the fucking pickle. Shoot, because you didn't do anything, and now you're fighting. Happened to my oldest son. And I said to him, it was stupid what you did.
Yeah.
You guys shouldn't have done what you did to begin with. You both knew that you were both mentally unstable to be able to handle that situation. You did it anyways. And now look what happened. Now you've lost a friendship over it. This is transpired. Now, luckily I was good friends with the mom. So I said, hey, and she put a kibosh on it. But that doesn't always happen.
No. Not all parents are reasonable and they're quick to, let's call the cops.
Yeah. And that's not it. And she had to have a matter of fact conversation with her. Like, you don't be that bitch.
Yeah.
That falsifies information like that.
No, you can't be that bitch. But there's plenty of those.
There are plenty of them. And recently my daughter started doing it with a friend that kept following her. And she's like, I said, stop. Have you actually told him flat out that it makes you feel uncomfortable and just to say, hey, I want to talk to you?
Yeah.
Well, I've mentioned it. No.
You have to be so
Very direct.
emphatically clear with men. They're dumb.
They are dumb. Men are dumb. We love you all, but you're dumb.
Yeah. My husband is one of the smartest people I know, but he's also a bully and he's dumb.
They don't read the clues.
No. Well, mine does, but yeah.
They do, but they don't.
Yeah. But boys are dumb.
But you probably put your clues out there bluntly.
Yeah, because I just open my mouth and I tell him what the problem is.
Correct.
So there's that.
Right.
But, you know, she's 16. She's not going to be honest with the boy.
Correct.
Like, it's just the way that it is.
Right. But then with my son, I have to have that conversation. And then with my daughter, I have to have the opposite
he's the don't knock anybody up, and she's the please don't get pregnant.
Like, and it's a very fine.
It's a very different conversation. That
Very
you have
different
with
conversation.
each kid.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
No, I hope that I'm teaching my son to be appropriate towards women. I really think I am. I mean, he's impressed by stretch marks, and I was like, boy, if you tell any woman that you think stretch marks are cool, you have got it in the bag.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life, tell every woman whose stretch marks you see that do you think that they're cool. He's like, but I don't understand. I'm like, just do it. I'm like, if any advice your mother ever gives you, I'm like, this is the advice to take. He made me feel so good that day. Like, you know.
I actually dated a guy that was grossed out by stretch marks.
Go fuck yourself.
And he saw one of my stretch marks on my inner thigh.
Yeah, where literally every woman has stretch
Every
marks.
woman has it there. If you've had kids, you've got stretch marks there. And he was like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you have a stretch mark. We dated for like 4 days. That was the end of that.
Ugh.
I said, I'm a mom.
That's a dirty dog.
Like, I carried a human.
Yeah, what do you think? My body's just gonna go back to perfect. No.
Nah, it works.
Oh,
Yeah, it's dirty. And we had a lot of them. Like, I get a lot of guys that come in the shop and they're, especially older men.
They don't understand.
They don't.
Yeah.
And they think they're being cute.
Yeah.
And
Over the age of 60, they really don't get it. They were
They
raised
don't.
in a completely different world. They don't, and they take it as, oh, well, you think that I'm going to try and do something to you. It's like, but I don't know that you're not going to try and do something to me. So you say enough creepy things, I'm going to think you're going to try and drag me out back.
Well, the other thing is that we had this older gentleman in, and he called the girl out front, sweetie.
No, I'm sure she loved that.
No, she did not.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
She, after, started making comments about it, like, who the fuck does he think he is? And I got really mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I think that was just him being nice to you. I don't think he was trying to be perverted or anything like that. I think he was just an older guy and was like, okay, thank you, sweetie. Like, it's just a normal thing. I don't think of it like that. Oh, okay. But, like, you're a fucking pig. He's not a pig. Like,
yeah, Sweetie, I think I would let go. I think I could let Sweetie go. It might be annoying. Like, I hate Honey. My grandmother had a dog named Honey, so to me, Honey, that's a dog.
Yeah.
You're calling me a dog.
Well, it's funny because we had, I had a guy come in the shop the other day, and I was like, hey! I was like, how are you? And he was like, what's up, Benji, baby? And I'm like, it's a little weird, but whatever.
All right, it's okay.
But I just used to it, so I was like, not much, sweetie,
just roll with it.
Just roll it. Just roll with it.
Sometimes it's just easier to roll with it and then bitch about it later. Or, certain circumstances I have been like, no, that's not a no. But, I think for the most, I don't know. I feel like we're in like a gap generation where like we have to deal with the older ones, but then we have these, Gen Z kids who are like, that's not okay.
Oh, but it is. It's okay to. Okay, so like if you're in a Spanish family, everything is mommy. Like Ella's friend calls me. She's like, "Hey, mommy, how you doing? Oh, you look so beautiful today." The men cherish the women in the Spanish society.
Yeah, it's a term of endearment in that.
Correct.
It's
Brazilian is the same thing. The women are way up here and all this. Jamaican men say rude comments, but it's actually not rude comments. It's just how they are in that dynamic. And
it's very cultural.
Very cultural. So then you have Americans who are like, you're horrible, you're this, you're that. And it's like, guys, there is a fine line.
He sexually harassed me.
Yeah.
He probably told you were hot. Calm down.
Calm down. Take the comment, shut the fuck up. Because now you're ugly.
So funny. No, it's the world's fucked up is basically what it comes down to. So if some dude is like being gross at you, do you, like really gross, like way over the line, what do you do about it? Do you tell somebody? Do you let it go? Do you knock him down? Like, if it went too far, would you go to the police? Like, would it get to that point?
No, if it got that far, you'd be in a hole.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the point in my life now where knowing how my life completely bombed and came fucked up in 2020
Literally,
and all my sick, weird shit that I thought I was a sicko in came alive. As I'm not actually a sicko or real.
Quite literally not.
Quite literally not. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would never. I think I would go into such a rage now that my instinct would be just to put you in a hole. And then maybe call the cops and say, well, this is what happened.
Yeah.
That is how I would go probably 100% into fight mode. And I don't think I would be. I'm actually very nervous and scared in the event, now that I know who I am and all this, in the event that something like that happened to me, how I would react. Because I have been taken advantage of, and I have been in that situation, and I just rode my bike home and didn't even know that it was not appropriate.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that being forced to touch somebody, like somebody grabbing your hand and forcing you and all that, I didn't know it wasn't. So now I know.
Yeah.
So I'm very...
You shut it down before it even...
Correct. I'm very aware. So I don't even think I don't think I would. I don't even think that a man would even... I mean, I'm not saying that I couldn't be or whatever overpowered by a man, but I think at that point, how fighting I would be, I would be fight to kill.
Yeah.
That's the mode I would go in.
Yeah, I'm not letting a man overpower me.
No, it'd be fight to kill. And at that point, like it was funny because the other night, I was leaving the dinner that I went to with these moms, and I didn't realize they offered me a ride to my car, and I was it's in my truck, and I was like, I don't know, it's fine. It's just right over there.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't my truck. My truck was way on the other side of the parking lot, over near like the ghetto McDonald's in Hyannis.
Oh, no.
And I didn't realize how far away I was.
Yeah.
And so I literally took the key to my truck in my pocket, had it pointed out like that.
Yep.
I wasn't carrying or anything, which is weird.
It's weird for you.
It was weird for me, but
Whatever.
I had it, and I just had it like this, like in between my
Well, that's
knuckles,
what they say
pointing
to
out.
do is put your keys in your fist. So if you punch, you have the key.
Right, and I just started walking, but I was also parameter scanning
Mm-hmm.
and constantly scanning.
It's terrible that we have to do that. Guys don't do that. So there's a gas station by my house that after 6 o'clock I'm not going there by myself. And my husband like kind of didn't make fun of me about it, but he's like, "Why? What does it matter?" And I told my daughter she's not to go there. I told her just don't go there is what I prefer. And he's like, "It's not sketchy." I go, "You have a penis. You will never understand. You don't go in a situation of like, who do I need to be afraid of? Not even afraid, but like, who do I need to be aware of? They don't have to live like that, so they don't understand that. And when I was like, look, I'm like, they're sketchy. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm not putting myself in a situation where something bad could happen.
Usually
Why am I
go
gonna
with
put
your
myself-
instinct.
And exactly, that's what it was. It was like, you know what? No, I was there one night at night by myself, and I said, never again. Never again. And I'm a grown woman who also carries and can defend herself, but
Correct.
I'm not putting myself in a situation like that.
And then, of course, what did my husband say to me when I was talking to him? And I was like, it was really fun, creepy, actually. I was walking, I'm like, I'm actually literally like almost in a dark alley, getting into a truck that I have to unlock. I can't just hit a button to unlock
and then you have
it.
to climb in.
Yeah,
somebody
climb
could
in it.
push you in.
Right.
And,
Like,
you know.
there's so many things that could go wrong right now.
And there's like 5 homeless encampments in that
Oh,
area.
yeah.
You know? Like,
And then I listen to the scanner all the time, so I know, like, this one got shot right there a couple weeks ago, and this one did blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm really in fucking ghetto.
yeah.
Like, uh-oh. And my husband goes, and yet you weren't carrying. And I said, yeah, but honestly, like, I had my key in between things. So, like, honestly, like, if you come at me and I'm stabbing you to death, like, it's fine. By that point, I would run. He goes, I've watched you run. You're not fast. You're not, sprinting's not your thing. I'm like, I know. But if I was running for my life, it would be different. And all I have to do is get to the truck. If I get to the truck, you're done. There are so many weapons on that fucking truck.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, just
with a wedge.
well, not only that, there's chains back there.
Oh, yeah, grab
and
the
there's
chain.
a hammer right next to my winch thing on the driver's side. So you just outside of the truck in the thing. So you just grab the hammer and I would beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
I would beat you.
Yeah, no one's taking advantage of me. I'm so over like if and when I ever go back to work, I will never let men talk to me the way that they talked to me in the past at jobs that I've had. Like I am so over that shit. I don't need to be harassed. I don't need to be bothered. Like just leave me alone. I have a husband. He's the only man who's ever gonna touch me again. You know,
like why is it like a thing? And then the other thing is like you have like I have friends that go out of their way to entice the dirty dog.
Why?
And then are like, oh my God, do you know how disgusting they were? But you just brought that out in them with your behavior.
That's not cool.
And that's not okay.
That's really not okay.
Right, which is also what I'm trying to explain to my daughter is because she's like me, she's very animated and she talks to everybody and she wants to be with this one and that one and not like this one and that one dating. I'm talking about like this one and that one hanging out.
Yeah,
and
she's not shy.
she's not shy. But I said, what you're doing though, when you jump on a friend that's a male, that's an invitation.
Yeah, they don't see it as a fun, friendly thing.
Correct. They don't. Some might. But most of them don't. They take it as, oh, she wants me.
Yeah.
So be aware.
Their frontal lobe hasn't developed yet.
Yeah, the frontal cortex. I just learned that by Julia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she did this whole thing on it, and she told me all about it. She goes, it doesn't happen until the men are 25.
Yep.
That's when their frontal cortex kicks in.
Yeah.
Which is their reasoning part of their brain.
Yep. Yeah, my brother-in-law and I were talking about it last night. He was like, I don't know, all of a sudden, like, my brain works. And my other brother-in-law was like, yeah, dude, because you're 25, your brain is finished. It's cooked now. Your brain actually works now. You know?
It finally stopped cooking.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, my husband and I got together at 25 and 24. You know, his brain was like, oh, I'm serious now. I want a relationship. And you know what? Then he found me again. And here we are.
Here we are.
You know,
Yeah,
so.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
when
no,
you think about
I'm
it.
so sick of dirty men.
Yeah.
But what else can be dirty? All right, your car. How do you treat your car when your car is
Well,
dirty?
so that I was just gonna say the dirty. So I have the dogs.
Yes.
That ride in the car with me
Yes.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So the dirtiest thing in my vehicle is literally the dog.
Is the paw prints?
I don't even have paw prints.
Yeah.
It's just the collection of dog hair.
Yeah.
But luckily, I have a short hair dog, so you can just vacuum it up real quick
Yeah,
and it's done.
easy.
But that is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary part of my car is my teenage child. She thinks the compartment in the front is storage for trash in her door. And I'm
It
like,
is
that's not
not.
storage. But I did just talk to another mom who didn't even know about my problem, but she started venting about her problem, and it's her daughter doing the same thing. And I'm like, oh my God.
You know what I got for in my passenger door? Is a little mini trash can.
That's awesome.
Yeah, get a little trash can. Dollar store. $1.25.
Yeah, but then she'll never empty it, and I'll be stuck emptying it.
Yeah, so it's just more work for you.
Yeah. And then what happens is then I'll have Vinny, when he's left in the car unattended, going in and taking stuff out and ripping it apart.
Yes, he is a shredder.
He's a shredder,
Yeah.
which he recently just did. And
When I walked in, there's a whole bunch of shit upstairs. I was like, I'm going downstairs. I was like, I can't
he
even.
did. Well, so he started that yesterday
Oh, God.
because he's on 3 different meds.
So he's fucked up.
So he was that particular dog, when you mix all 3 of those meds together that are supposed to calm him down and basically sedate him, puts him in the opposite. He went
So your
in.
dog has ADHD.
Oh yeah, and he went into. It was like I gave him an an ecstasy, like acid tripping, like whatever. Like, here you go. Yeah, because he was like, and then he's. I look over and he's shredding. I just fluff everywhere. I'm like, what is happening? And he's like nose deep in it, and he's like, ah!
Oh
Like
my
it's
God.
cracked for him, and I'm like, what is happening? And then he comes over, and small guy's like, guy, come here. He's trying to get it off his nose, and he's whacking it. Then he got it stuck to his butthole, and he's like trying to grab his butt, and I'm like, you're supposed to be in like a coma state right now.
Oh my God. Only your dog. Only
So
your dog.
yeah, so that's, I mean, I used to have a really clean car, ridiculously clean, spotless clean all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a clean car, but it's not spotless.
Yeah.
Because we don't
Spotless
have,
is unrealistic.
It's
If you have
unrealistic.
kids, it's unrealistic. One of my friends said to me one time, you can either have a clean car or you can have kids. You can't have both. And I was like, that's bullshit. My car's pretty clean. Douglas looks at me and goes, your car's a fucking mess. And I was like, oh, I guess.
Well, the other problem that I have is when I was younger, I was home on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I worked Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would do whatever I needed to do. I would clean my car. I would clean the house. I would do this. I would do that. I would go to the doctor's appointments. I would pick up this one, that one. That's when I would do all my shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no. And we used to have a shop vac at the house that worked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck my kids did to it, but it's broke.
Sucked up water with the filter in it. I broke mine.
I don't know what they did, but it doesn't really suck well. It
Yeah.
literally sucks, but not literally sucks.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
That's such a dad joke. My vacuum sucks. Well, then it must work great.
Right. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm like, I don't even care right now. I used to go into the shop
Mm-hmm.
and pull it in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and vacuum it out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always cars in there, and I have to move cars. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fuck something else up in my office.
Yeah, that I am very religious about going through the car wash. The outside of my truck is always clean. I can't stand when there's dirt on my rims. I can't stand when there's dirt down my side panel. I can't. It drives me crazy. But the inside, it's usually pretty good. But the little one likes to drop goldfish and her snacks. But now recently she's been storing them in her car seat and then reaching in and go, oh, car seat pretzel. And I'm like, has that been in there for a year? I'm like, that's great, ma'am. That's so gross. So it's just around her car seat that is like a yuck zone, and everything else is pretty clean. Except my son got goose poop in my truck. Soccer.
Oh,
Got in the truck after soccer
that
practice.
stinks so bad.
Oh, it's so
too.
gross. And I had I had to watch one of his friends until another parent got back. And I was like, all right, boys, just hop in the truck. I'm not watching you run around. It's cold. Get in the truck and we'll scroll TikTok. Like, shut up. And they get in the way back of my truck, which is the only place I don't have a rubber mat. Because the rubber mats in the back of my truck, you have to take the seats off, and it's a whole fun. It's so stupid. So my husband's like, I'm not doing all that. So I have no mat back there, and they both go back with their fucking cleats and get goose poop all in the back of my truck. And I'm like, I'm gonna murder both of you. I was like, thank God you're both so cute and sweet, and like now you're talking to the baby and you're being nice, and like I'm like, I'm gonna murder you. So then I had to go out and like pick up the goose poop, and I'm like.
That's ratchet.
Oh, at least I'm used to bird poop, so like half my life is bird poop, but I'm like still like these are not my bird's poop.
Right. It still smells. That grassy bird goose poop from the field is just nasty.
It's always like the bottom of my shoes, and it's like
ratchet. It's totally ratchet.
I hate it. That's a dirty dog.
It's dirty dog, and that's the thing. Like my car, believe it or not, my car actually doesn't smell like a dog. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's good.
That's very good. I'm surprised by that. But I mean, you have leather seats, that helps.
Yeah.
It does with the
the other problem is, like, my husband and I were just talking about it. So I bought him seat covers for the Corvette for Christmas that are identical to the color and everything of the car.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was awesome. So you actually don't even realize that they're seat covers because he said, my dog is just dirtying my car. He is actually ruining my car. He goes, but I'm not going to not ride around with him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. I don't let my client's dog in my car anymore. She is a English cream golden. I have a black interior. That fur gets everywhere. There's a coating of her fur. My whole house, her fur. I literally pick up clumps of her fur in my house. Like,
yep.
I can't stand it.
It's crazy.
I'm so glad my dogs don't shed that much.
That's brutal. But then you have like, so when we're talking cars, I judge people by their dirt in their car.
Yeah, if your car's dirty.
We opened a door to a car, and the whole thing was full of trash. You could not put your feet on the ground, except in the driver's seat, because it was full of trash. Like, they never took any of the trash ever out of the car.
Like, I'll leave my trash in for a couple of days, but that's excessive.
Yeah. In my car, you're going to find tons of water bottles because I chug water when I'm driving, and then I throw it out. It's like, I don't know, ever since I quit smoking, I just chug water. It's weird. Whatever.
It's way better for you.
It's better than smoking.
Keep drinking the water.
Right.
So.
And I was like, ew. And I was like, these people are going to be interesting. Sure than shit. They came in. They were not organized. They were not put together. They couldn't freaking figure their shit out. And I'm like, it's because of your dirty car.
Yeah.
It's literally like your dirty, dysfunctional car explains everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It does. Your car is definitely a reflection of you. Especially if it's your car, like, you know, you can see, like, a person in their car. Like, I really think your car, like, describes you. And
100%.
if your car is dirty, no. My car usually has, like, clothes and, like, jackets and stuff because I'm a serial take it off in the car or, like...
jackets, sweaters, blankets, hoodies.
And that's, like, my house. I have laundry
dog
everywhere.
toys.
I literally have a mountainous high of laundry right now that I have to go home and do.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm trying to do... I actually sent out a text this morning, and I was like, everybody, this is the plan for the day. We're buying underwear, Ella and I, and Candice and I are doing a recording, and we have to do laundry, and we need to get everything done this weekend and everything out of the way. Because we're going to be so slammed Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Why are we slammed? We're leaving Wednesday at 3 a.m. So technically you only have Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
There is no other else. And we have to plan and pack and all that. And the good news is, small guy's really easy to pack. Pack him underwear, t-shirt, shorts, a bathing suit.
I give Jace a list. I'm like, you need 4 shirts, 4 shorts, blah, blah, blah. I give him numbers and the items that he needs. He comes back, here's your bag, here you go.
He's not even going to use any of those clothes.
No.
He's going to live in the bathing suit.
Yep.
He's going to live in probably no shoes.
Yep.
He needs one hoodie that he's going to wear almost every single day. Mm-hmm. And he's going to change out his underwear if we go out to dinner.
Yep.
Like, that's literally it.
That's about it.
Yeah, oh, and he needs warm clothes to come back.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that I packed that kid, and then we unpacked him. Actually, Ella packed him last time. We went somewhere. She was like, this is ridiculous. It's not that hard.
Ah!
Just pack.
She's a girl.
She's a girl. But I said to Ella, I'm like, this is insane. Like, what? Crazy. But that's what he's going to live in. He's going to, because there's a pool and a basketball court at the house that we rented.
That's all he's got to do.
And the basketball court is next to the pool in the backyard. Mm-hmm. So he's going to go from here to there.
Yep.
That's what that kid's going to do.
He's going to wear a hole, and he's going to wear a path in between those two.
Correct. That is what's going to happen.
Yep.
That's the only, and then he's going to walk inside and need food.
Yep.
But there's an outdoor fridge, so I'm going to stuff the outdoor fridge with food.
Smart.
Then he doesn't have to truck water in, and I can stay on vacation and not have to clean up after you.
There you go.
These are things that I look at when I'm renting a house.
Yes.
People are like, why do you do that? And I'm like, because I want to be on vacation.
Yes, you don't want to be cleaning. You don't want to be picking up.
Right.
You don't want to have to stress about all of those things.
And I'm trying to actually not bring the shop with me on vacation.
Wow.
Like, actually trying to 100% not. Like, I'm pre-paying all the bills for the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pre-doing payroll. I'm pre-doing everything. So
I have something nasty about payroll, too.
Okay.
We're done.
So when I'm all said and done, I can just go submit, and be done.
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully nobody calls in sick, and hopefully everybody fucking pays attention and does what they're supposed to do. Because I really just need to separate.
You guys do. You need a break.
Like, we need a break, 100%.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna go meet some people out there for a car, and hopefully, I reached out to one of the realtors out there that showed me that garage. I think I showed it to you with all those awesome ass cars in there.
Yep.
Hopefully he can get me in there, and I'm gonna do a live through there.
That'd be awesome.
Hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But even if you could just go in there and like record a couple things, you know what I mean?
It'd be
Even
so
if you can't be there
awesome.
for that too long, like it would be just nice to throw some content up, you know?
Yeah. Like, it would just be awesome if I could just do like a 10-minute,
Yeah.
here we go. This is so
Look
awesome.
at these cars.
I just want to get in the garage because I want to see how awesome that garage is.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's
And they have that, he has that shooting range down underneath.
Oh, yeah.
in the basement.
That part, yeah.
Oh, but I think it was a listing that he was selling.
So
So if it's still for sale,
you might be able to just go look at
I
it.
want to do a walkthrough.
Yeah.
It would be so cool. But
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. I like that. All right.
So what else you got?
All right. Let's see. Have you ever gone to get in anybody's car and gone, nope, it's too dirty in here for me?
Yes.
That's pretty funny. I have done that. A guy came to pick me up for a date, and I opened the door. He didn't open the door for me. That was his first mistake.
Yeah, that
And-
was your red flag, by the way.
And there was McDonald's bags on the passenger side on the ground. I said, you know what? Have a nice night. And I went back in
Yeah.
the
Ew.
house. I was like, no way. No way.
We were going somewhere, a friend of mine, and she calls me and she goes, I'm gonna come pick you up. And I'm like, okay.
Mm.
She comes and picks me up. And all my friends know, they're like, you're like high maintenance, but you're not high maintenance. You're very like me, but you're not.
Yeah, there's got to be a word for it. Because you're high maintenance, but you're not high maintenance at the same. Yeah, it's
I'm
something.
easygoing, but I'm not. They're like, you're like that. How did she say it to me one day? She goes, you're like a dark, morbid, realistic valley girl. If a valley girl was to turn into like a dark, morbid human. But you're not, because you're very kind and nice at the same time, but you're also very matter of fact. And
You're just a realist.
Yeah. She's like, I don't, and she told me, she was like, I don't even understand you.
Yeah.
Because I knew when you walked out of your house and you went to get in my car, your hand went on the door and you went, oh no. And we can take my car. And I was like, no, really, we can take my car. It's fine. I'll drive.
Mm-hmm.
And you looked at me and went, seriously? Seriously?
Think I'm getting in that?
Seriously. And I looked, and she looked at me and she goes, where's your dumpster? I'm like, there. I'm not touching that.
Yeah, you do that.
Ew.
No.
I said, but these shoes don't touch that. And then the next time we went out, she came to pick me up. She goes, I'm just going to park in your side driveway. You can start your car. I know we're taking yours. Oh, thank God. Good God. I don't want to put you through that again. I'm like, please don't. Please don't. I can't. Or sticky stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so I used to clean, talk about car seats. I used to clean
Mm-hmm.
my car seats every week. I would run them through the washer.
You're psychotic.
I would clean every little inkling crevice of
No
everything so there was nothing in them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would clean the whole seat down. And then I had these seat covers that went over.
I have a cushion under my car seat, so it'll fuck up my seat.
And then I would put that down. and it went from the backside all the way down, and then I would buckle it in, and then it would all be put back together, and that was their zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my child putting their feet on the back of my seat, and I looked at them and was like, no. And they were like 2, and I handed them a wipe. Clean it. I kid you not, which is funny because my oldest is like, gets in my car and he's like, Mom, what happened to you?
Yeah.
If I ever.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why he's the way he is about cleaning cars.
He's the way he is because of me. In so many ways, it's my fault. But good for whoever he marries because he's going to be very clean and neat and tidy and organized, and he's going to get her shit done type of guy. He's a checker off the list.
Yeah, so that's good.
Negative, though, he's going to be very impulsive, so I'm sorry. It's what you get. It's what you get.
You get what you get.
You get what you get. So, do you think that there's a value or like a pride thing, or do you judge people? So, like, I judge people by their cars and everything and how they take care of them, and like they have pride for their stuff. Do you feel that it matters, like in a human, like if they take pride in what they have, is that make them like more, I don't want to say superior, but more of like a person that you would respect more?
Yeah, I wouldn't say superior because that just seems
that's
shitty.
not the word.
Yeah, that's not it. But that you take, like my husband, for example, he didn't grow up with much, so everything he has now, it's important to him and he takes care of it. And I grew up with everything, and so I kind of had to learn, like, no, we have to, like, respect our things, but we can't always just, Mom will buy a new one. Where I grew up with, like, if I broke something, they'd be mad at me, but they'd just get me a new one. So it didn't matter. So the first couple of years, I broke a lot of his shit, and he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't break my stuff. And I'm like, I don't mean to. And he's like, but if you just, like, slowed down and took an extra second, you probably wouldn't have broken it. So he taught me how to take pride in the things that I have and to take care of the things that I have. Where before, fuck it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll just buy a new one, and I'll just buy a new one is not the way. So now I clean my truck and I keep it nice and I make sure my rooms look good. And I'm bad at room cleaner because I cleaned his rooms and didn't do a good enough job. Whatever, I cleaned your fucking rooms, but now he has made me change the way that I do that, because I never like took pride in things I have. But I think when I bought my house, that's when I really was like, oh, my house. Like, I take so much pride in my house. When my house is a mess, I'm like,
yeah.
And he's always like, we have 3 kids and 3 dogs. We got a 2-year-old. And of course, the house is a mess. We have no grass and there's dirt and the chickens and blah blah blah. And I'm like, but it needs to be clean because it's my house, and I take pride in my house. So I definitely like people who I know take pride in what they have. They have a higher value to me, I guess would be like, I see them in a better light when you care.
They're
about
more
the
likely
things
somebody that I would trust more with.
I would trust
things.
you to borrow my things. Like,
Correct.
you know what I mean? I'm not just letting anybody drive my truck. I'm not just letting anybody drive my truck. I'm just not. Because I know most people, they're not going to take the care and the concern and not try and hit the curb so you don't fuck up my rims or, you know what I mean? Like,
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Case in point right there, So, yeah, I definitely, people who take care of their stuff.
Well, it's kind of funny that you say that. So my children have grown up. So it's weird because my husband grew up. We kind of grew up in the same type of background. Mm-hmm. And I did not get everything handed to me. I did not get, we didn't have brand new this. We didn't have brand new clothes. We didn't have any of that shit. I had hand-me-downs or Tommy Hilfiger. I got that from my girlfriend. That's how it went. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated everything that I got, and I took care of everything that I had, and everything was always meticulous and all that. But I also grew up in a very dirty house. Mm-hmm. My mother was not... Maybe looking back, she kind of had a mental illness that nobody really thought about or knew, because whatever. Most definitely. But our house was tidy enough for her, but it wasn't clean. And there's a difference between tidy and clean. Yeah,
so my house is clean, but it's messy.
Which is fine. But it's clean.
Yeah, but it's clean.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Ours was fine.
Yeah.
And now, growing up and all that and everything. And then when I met my husband, which is really weird for me because he's kind of gone in this whatever dynamic. Mm-hmm. which is rubbed off on the other two kids, the younger children, because the older child grew up with the don't draw on this, don't do this, don't do that, don't run your cars up and down
He
this.
was going to the redemption center with you and
Correct.
learned the value of money.
Right.
Watching you guys go through that. The other two had it a lot easier.
Oh, a hell of a lot easier. And the funny part is that I watched my husband kind of evolve with our children and become more relaxed, and I'm more like, oh my god, we finally have a matching pot set. Nobody put these in the dishwasher.
Yep.
We finally have a house that's out, like ours. Not that our other house wasn't ours, but this is our house that we have built together.
Yes.
And it drives me nuts when I'm seeing like the shoes being walked in the house and this being run across the floor and all that. And mine was like, it's a house. But to me, I am going back to when we first got together 18 years ago, where I'm watching him teach me to value nice shit. And it doesn't come easy. Because that's how he instilled that into me. And I instilled it into the eldest. And that's why we always had neat and tidy toys. And we always had organization. And we always had this. And we always had that. Yep. And that is why. And then I got to these two. And they have a cleaning lady. And they have bikes. And I mean, there's 4 bikes on my freaking front lawn right now. Really?
Yeah.
Jake's bike would have been dried off, put away in the thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Because he valued it.
He had the value of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got your dirty dogs, and you have your dirty dog, and your dirty car. You got to find your balance with one of them. And you got to figure out which one you're going to allow to be over impulsive into your life, and which one you're going to be like, no, I'm good.
Yep.
And there's a limit. And women have to always also remember, men are going to be dirty dogs. We are dirty dogs.
Yep.
But it's also okay to be like, you're no.
No, thank you is okay.
Yeah.
No means no. My husband and I always say no means no, and yes means anal. Is that? Yeah. But and you know, I'll like say no. He'll be like, no means no, and no means yes, and yes means anal, and I'm like, ha 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 ha. Like, but don't say that in front of your daughter. Like, no means no.
Right. No means no.
So no means no.
No means no.
Yep.
And that's really it. That's what you really have to. There are dirty dogs out there. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and you have to actually just know, like, not everybody is out there to get you. Not everybody's out there to shit on you.
Most people are shitbags, but not everybody's a shitbag.
Everybody.
You just have to be aware.
Right. You got to be aware of what your level of dirty dog you're comfortable with.
Exactly. Because everybody's just different.
It's no different than, like, I compare dogs. I'm actually never comfortable with a little tiny dog. I just don't trust them. I'm not comfortable with them.
Labs.
I'm not comfortable with them. I don't like it. I'm all set.
Don't bring your lab near me. I have no interest in it. No, thank you. I don't trust it. It's probably going to bite me. I got bit by a lab very badly as a kid. I do not trust them.
See what I'm saying?
And statistically, labs bite more people than pit bulls. So, just saying.
Just saying.
But anyways.
And that's, you know, you have to decide which route you're going to go. Everybody is human, and they have things going on in their life and things going on in their brain cells, and you have to figure out what is your level and what are you going to allow and what are you going to say no to. And don't, because you got hit on aggressive, like a lot because you were wearing something, stop wearing it. Just know when to say thank you, but no thank you.
Exactly.
It's simple. And maybe that human needs to know.
Some people need to be told no.
Yeah.
Some people who have never been told no, and they need to.
I have a friend of mine who we're in life, and when I said, hey, we don't behave like that. No. All done. And he went, no one's ever told me that. I didn't realize that. I'm like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks you're a fucking creeper, dude.
Yeah.
He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, you think you're a creeper. You don't just walk around flinging that thing around. No, we're not like on fucking little kids and just figuring out your balls dropped.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I thought women like that. No.
No.
Nobody likes a dick pic. Nobody's like...
Don't send me a fucking dick pic. The only dick pics I wanted from my husband, obviously. But, like, even when before him, I never wanted a dick pic.
I don't ever want a dick pic. I'm sorry.
I was in the backyard and he was in the front yard and he sent me a dick pic from the front yard the other day and I was like, oh, that's pretty great. Like,
that's pretty great.
I was like, you're flirting with me from 50 feet away. Like,
that's awesome.
That one I appreciated.
That's
but
awesome.
He's my dirty dog and he can be dirty at me all he wants. And I'm going to be dirty at him.
Correct. That's how it works. Find your dirty dog.
Exactly. That's it. All right, so we say goodbye to the people like this. All right. So this is Hot Rod Mess. I'm Candice.
I'm Angie.
And this was Dirty Dogs.
It's
So
Dirty Dogs. We hope you like our new setup here.
yes, please like it because it makes my life so much easier to edit like this.
True story.
If you need anything from us, hotrodmess.com is the easiest way. You want to send us an email, hotrodmess@gmail.com. But really the website's the easiest way. All of our stuff is there. Go follow us and everything. Like, subscribe, comment. Please do all of the things. And we appreciate you.
Yay. Peace out.
Bye.